Hello football fans and welcome along to another Our Passion is Football video. Today we'll be telling you the story of Jamie Vardy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Jamie Vardy was born in Sheffield, England on January the 11th, 1987. He grew up supporting local side Sheffield Wednesday and he was part of the academy as a child and teenager. It's every young kid's dream to play for the team they support, and for Vardy it was no different. However, this wasn't meant to be, and at the age of 16 he was released by Sheffield Wednesday as they thought he was too short to cope with the demands of professional football. Finding himself without a club at the age of just 16, Vardy could have turned his back on football forever. But after a short break where he began studying sports science and a brief stint with local side Wickersley Youth, he signed for Sheffield-based non-league side Stockbridge Park Steels. It was here Vardy began his rise to the top of British football. Playing for Stockbridge reserves, he put in many impressive displays, and it wasn't long before he was first choice striker for Stockbridge first team. He scored an incredible 66 goals in 107 appearances. His prolific displays had begun to draw the attention of teams playing higher up the non-league ladder, and he eventually signed for Halifax Town for £15,000. Signing for Halifax was just another step up the ladder for Vardy, but at the time nobody would have believed that he was a man destined for the top. His one and only season for Halifax was just as prolific as his previous three with Stockbridge. He adapted well to playing a higher standard of non-league football and bagged 29 goals in 41 games as he helped Halifax win promotion. Vardy was on the move again, and in 2011 he made the jump to Conference Premier side Fleetwood Town for £150,000. Still a non-league side, but he was now only one step away from the professional leagues of English football. Vardy had many doubters upon signing for Fleetwood, as many couldn't believe the club had paid £150,000 for a player who had only played in the lower reaches of non-league football and had never been tested at a high level. The doubters were straight away proven wrong. Vardy's form in the 2011-2012 season for Fleetwood was nothing short of emphatic. He blew all competition out the water and helped Fleetwood win the league with his 31 goals in just 36 games. It was at this point Vardy was about to secure one of the most astonishing moves in English football history. He caught the eye of Championship side Leicester City, who forked out £1 million for his services. This caught the eye of the national press, as nobody had ever paid that amount of money for a non-league player before. Arriving in professional football for the first time, Vardy's first season with Leicester was marred by poor form, and critics were very harsh on a player still adapting to the physical demands of Championship football. It was at this point Vardy considered giving up on football, but manager Nigel Pearson and assistant manager Craig Shakespeare convinced him to stay at Leicester. The 2013-2014 season marked Vardy's second season in the Championship with Leicester, and he was determined to make it a better season than the previous one. His hard work paid off as Vardy struck up a lethal partnership with teammate David Nugent to score 16 league goals to fire Leicester to the Championship title. Vardy had finally made it to the Premier League, the highest division in English football. Arriving in the Premier League with Leicester marked a huge achievement for Vardy. He'd worked his way up the football pyramid and was finally about to play against some of the world's best. A monumental achievement for a player released by his boyhood club aged 16 for being too short. The 14-15 season saw Vardy thrust into Premier League action. He struggled in front of goal but scored crucial goals against Manchester United, Burnley and West Brom as Leicester avoided relegation despite being bottom of the table at Christmas. Vardy had cemented himself as a Premier League player, but what was about to happen next changed his life forever and wrote himself into the pages of Premier League folklore. The summer of 2015 saw charismatic Italian Claudio Ranieri take over as manager, and it was his counter-attacking gutsy style of football that allowed Vardy to play the style of football that he had enjoyed playing at non-league level. He became the spearhead of a Leicester side who shocked the world by winning the Premier League in 2015-16 season, just 12 months after narrowly avoiding relegation. Since the title feat, he's played for England at the European Championships and World Cup and been part of the Leicester side that won Community Shield and the FA Cup in 2021, becoming the first player to play in every single round of the Cup in the process. That's all we have time for today, football fans, but don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for more videos on Our Passion is Football.